It's weird. Let me fix the formatting, and then I need to go grab. You put the thumbnail in while everyone comes in.
Jealous.
But how y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
It's been a day.
It's been a day. I mean, Sundays tend to be days, so it makes sense.
I mean, like, I ain't gonna complain. I just had to wake up early and go to work and all that fun jazz.
I had to wake up. That was already
That was already doing too much.
that was already doing too much. I had to get out of bed.
Oh damn.
Oh, I get those days though. I get those days. How is this? The only thing that really pulled me out of bed was my work was like, "Hey, we got samples for you."
Oh damn.
Yep. I was like, "Ooh, okay. Let's see what you guys got." How is this?
How are y'all feeling about the thumbnail?
Oh, I loved it.
It's always beautiful. You don't even have to ask no more.
Bro,
I just be wondering because I'm like, I even moved where Black Canary was on the list because I was like, I don't want to just put her in the corner, even though we're talking about drama. I don't want to just put Black Canary in the corner. That don't feel right. So let me redo this real quick.
Ah, I was wondering how I was like, maybe it's just the different ones.
It was just like this Dixon drama had me annoyed, so I was like, let me add this to the agenda. Because Dixon decided to open his mouth and I was pissed off. And I'm like, I'm adding it to the agenda because you thought you were going to get away with that, sir. Nah, that ain't flying today. Basically, dude thought he was slick. And I'm like, no, sir. It's not going down like that. And like, I get it. Like, you thought you were all down with the idea of just like saying words, but like I think after this too, unless it's some like super serious shit, like I will probably not acknowledge the comics gators as much because frankly I just don't care enough.
Yeah, because to be fair, until you said something just now and I had to look it up, I didn't know he even said anything about what Tom Taylor said. I saw Tom Taylor's stuff and that was it. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it was just the fact that like the dudes on Twitter were giving him shit, and I was just like,
but are you
what are you doing?
surprised? It's not even about the fact that it's Dinah. It's about the fact that it was a woman and it was Batman. That's it.
All right, I gotta go pull this up.
Oh, did you not hear about this? B? I should have probably said
No,
something.
nah, you good. It's all good. Let me go see this.
Basically, a fan like you know how that shit happened with Rob, where like one of his fans pulled up and he had a comment on it. Like basically, a fan pulled up the latest issue of Detective, saw that Dinah and Bruce put on the gloves and go a couple rounds, and was salty that Bruce lost, and was accusing Tom Taylor of hating Batman. And it's like, bruh. Come
I mean, it's
on.
Dinah, the girl who's trained her whole life for this by her mother versus the salty, sad boy who started training because he lost his parents and was mad. No hate.
See, like no hate for Batman, but I mean, like there needs
maybe a little.
Batman. No, that's fair. But like Batman needs to have some counterbalance. He's not the all-time best ninja in the world, and he can jump from rooftop to rooftop and still be going all this time. You know, like
Right.
especially if he's going against somebody younger than him, he's definitely going to be having some comeuppance coming on his way. You know, like it's just natural progression for the old dude. I'll be RB real quickly.
Natural progression for Batman means he gets stronger.
He's still a
He gets
billionaire
art
after all.
style.
Exactly.
I mean,
Like
I
that's
don't
what's
know what
crazy.
they've done currently in the comics, but the last time I checked, he actually had no money no more.
I mean, he got his money back. He's running around being a thing. It's just like it bothers me when people will say things like, "Hey, y'all need to let Bruce run that shit." It's just like, come on, man. Like,
we need to scale him back. Is what we need to do.
It's not even that. It's just the fact that like Bat God shit gets old. Is the way that I be telling people is that Bat God shit gets old real quick. and I don't understand.
I don't know. People forget the reason Batman initially got popular, but then all the Bat fans are just don't even care anymore because they're like, it's Batman and he's my favorite,
Mm.
so I need him to win because I relate to this rich billionaire orphan.
Right, yeah, I so
Now,
relate to this rich man. Please, like, validate the fact that I relate to this rich billionaire white man. Like,
right?
and here's the thing: I have my favorite Batman stories, and I'm even willing to say my favorite Batman run is where he's the most Bat God of all Bat God, which is Snyder's run. But like my favorite story of all time from Batman is like a story of Batman the Hill where Bruce has to
Yes,
actually convince black folks to believe in him because he understands they go through black trauma and poverty and shit like that. So like I'm willing to say that what like some of my best bat stories are when he actually has to think for 5 seconds and
yes,
when he is a god. But at the same time, I'm so sick of Bat God that I want other people to give me nuance. That's why I love what Fraction's doing right now with his run, where it's like he's actually putting a little bit of thought into it. It's very enjoyable from that perspective.
hmm I personally like Long Halloween. It's like, hey, the old detective never solved the crime. By the way, we know who did it, but he doesn't, and that'll just be the way it is for all and forever.
It's so bizarre. We'll let a couple more people roll in if they want to come through, and
It's
then I need
actually
to
a
read.
really good pull up for TikTok right there. When everybody keeps always talking about him, just remember Batman still hasn't solved certain crimes.
Yeah.
Don't let me do that.
And I can take that heat for you.
I mean,
I'll
I'll do it. Like it's just like
I'll be rude.
I just like I'm like I think I need to just make the Ryan Gosling meme from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse like just my staple of one of my videos that I use where I'm just like I'm so tired. Like genuinely I'm so tired of the idiot people who can't understand that Bat God is not infallible. That Bat God is going to take a like an L every once in a while. Because maybe this is just me, but like wouldn't it get boring to see Bat God constantly win and never have to face adversity? Wouldn't that get kind of
Uh,
boring?
there wasn't a
You
whole
guys
plot
pay
twist.
attention to the fund of the tune of 50 billion for Barack Creatives. I haven't. I saw from Black Creatives. I saw the comment that you left. I need to do some research in regards to that, but I don't know how much bearing that has on American Black creatives because I need to know. I need to do the research on what the application system is like for that because similar to um the Green National Bank that Killer Mike did. There was an extenuous investment application process for that, and even then, that was backed by a white organization after the fact. So it's just there's a lot of nuance that I have to look into that before I just sign off on that. So, but I did see you being in the comment section of one of our contrarians trying to voice like this to him, and I was like, he ain't gonna listen.
Mm,
Mr. Brother who need to figure out his hairline, but like, oh Lord.
stop his very
Mm.
early. God, he has the most agitating voice.
Like you know what really stuck to me and I say this in the funniest way. It felt like Rob was shoved into a computer and like just made into a person again. And when you hear it, you can't unhear it. Where it just feels like Rob was shoved in, like someone made a Rob AI and then made it a person. Once you hear that, it is just. Ugh.
I I had such a hard time listening to that
I
video.
could,
It like if I was going through it, it was just it felt choppy. It felt very
Mm.
choppy for me, and I don't know why I I don't know how anybody has the attention span to be able to watch that. That felt like I was having to watch one of my teachers back in like 5th grade that was trying to explain one of the most boring subjects and be like, "I'm just trying to get through this." And it's
honestly,
like, I can't.
I feel like the few people that are there, having actually looked at the comments, are just like-minded people, And a lot of them.
It felt like an echo chamber of the smallest variety.
Very
If that, like, that's the best way to put it, really. And it like, and don't get me wrong, there's people over here in the States that like we can look to, like your like yourself, Tashi, or like Blurred Stations, trying to get projects off the ground for people. Like there's an effort being made to get Black creatives lifted up. I was just having a conversation with Ace Blade a little bit ago because he wants to like have me help with the like a Kickstarter for his omnibus. What's with all the motherfuckers doing omnibuses this year? Is this the year of the omnibus?
I didn't hear about Danny's until like a week after ours started, and I was like, "Oh, Danny's doing an omnibus for Ace Blade. That's awesome."
I was like, "Is 2026 the year of the omnibus?" Well, it just made me laugh a little bit.
It helps for me for a jumping on point at that. I enjoy the omnibuses.
Oh, we know you like the omnibuses, Mr. Throwing around the compendiums like he's comic cops.
It's nice. It's so nice.
This man was doing push-ups with the omnibus. I was like, brother, are you okay? Like, you going real balls to the wall with that.
Oh, hell yeah, I am. Do you know how many times it took me to film the other one with it on my head? I was doing take after take after take with that thing.
That's hilarious.
Crazy.
It's just funny because like you always need someone to critique what you did do in life. That's why they fair enough. But like it's interesting. But it's like the way dude approached it, especially when I even extended the ability for him to have a conversation with me live, dude declined it, and I was like, interesting. He was like, no, you can reach out to my email. I'm like, all right, and then he declined it. I was just like, what was the point of me emailing you?
He's not the kind of person who can be in an actual conversation. He needs to have his platform where he speaks and keep it an echo chamber.
That's one way to look at it. And like, and I even kind of sat there for a minute and I was having a conversation with someone behind the scenes and they were like, yeah, no, like sometimes it's not worth pushing the conversation if people aren't going to listen. And I was like, yeah, you're making a good point. You're making a really good point.
Amen to that, because everything that I saw from just the, I think 3 videos that I pulled up for short clips, it was like he hasn't even listened to anybody. He hasn't even, I think, actually pulled in any of our arguments.
He's doing, at this point, I feel like he's doing it for the attention and the shares and the engagement in order to get a wider audience. And so now I'm thinking that engaging is
I'm in the wrong Google Drive.
I would just like to say we have been 100% funded. I know that's not what tonight's about, but I just wanted to say it. All right.
Oh no, like we're here to give you your props. You're like you deserve your props for that. Like
there we go. That's what's up, though. They still got to be giving that out. That's a hell of a pass right there.
It's funny enough is I somehow closed out this window and was trying to get back to it. I was like, oh God, I lost Riverside. And then I happened upon Kickstarter.
She just wanted to go look again and just be like, it's funded.
I mean, yes. Hey, no, like,
it happened while we were live, I swear to you.
And like it feels good to hit those milestones. Like I still keep I kept pulling up Spotify the other day and like being like, I interviewed David F. Walker. Like that shit sits with you for a minute. And I was even talking to Joe Illich earlier today where I was like, I almost have like a hit list where it's like, I got Joe, I got David, I have to get Dennis and Sanford and get my interview that I'm owed with Scott Snyder, and then we'll be good. And then I'll be happy. And then I can die happy. Like I could have died happy with Joe, but like now that I've got David, I'm like, now I have a list. Now I have, and then, like I even told Illich, I was like, I have Dennis, Sanford, Snyder, and Todd McFarlane. Well, after that, I can die. You ain't gotta tell me shit. That's the whole list right there. I'll add one more. I'll add Gail to the list. Once I get Gail, I'll be happy. That's the final one. I'll add Gail to the list.
I think we all have a list. I remember riding the high after interviewing Barbara for a while, especially because I still have her number and occasionally like we'll chit chat. Like that's crazy to do those so I definitely understand.
Yeah. And then once B actually get like chops it up and gets his like information stacked up in his head, I'll start bringing him along for some of these. But brother, be working more than Uncle Ruckus. I'm like, have you done your homework, B? Have you
Hey,
done
I've
your
been doing
homework?
my homework. I am almost done with volume 1 of that milestone compendium, halfway
Beautiful.
through.
Beautiful.
And I am loving and hating it. I am loving and hating it. There are so many
Why?
good stories that I just want to see that should have been here 20 years ago when I was a kid, and we could have had all of this going on now instead of, I filled the same old bland stuff that I've had to choke down for the past 15 to 20 years.
I wouldn't say it's bland. I would say there's a lack of effort is a great way to put it. Hey, Dreamer, what's
I
good,
agree.
fam?
That's better. That's
because
better.
don't get me wrong, some writers have tried. Some writers have tried to put their push into it and give life to it. But then, it was even funny. Someone tried to look at me dead in the eye the other day and try to tell me that Mr. Terrific Year One wasn't a banger, and I'm like, oh, so you want to scrap is what you're saying? You want to look me in my eye and tell me that Al Letson didn't pour his soul into that, or even what was it? Yesterday, it was either yesterday or earlier today. It was last night. The one of the artists who's doing a set of variant covers for the new Teen Titans book, he drew all the new characters in pastels. It was like one of those like artsy pastel, like not fully detailed type of things. You can even go look at my Twitter and see that I ended up like reposting and talking to the dude. Because this one guy who's like a big Mr. Terrific fan was like, stop whitewashing black characters, and pulled up the picture of Fairplay from these covers. And I was like, brother, I don't think that's his intent. I don't think that's what he's trying to do. I think it's just a style. And funnily enough, dude deleted the post because now it's gone. But like, dude straight up was saying straight up that like he that like do the artist is Danielle D. Niculio. He's doing specific covers for Teen Titans, and dude was, and like he ended up replying to my comment and was like, definitely not, man, being this particular way of coloring this illustration, which is just penciled and not inked. The risk was that a darker skin tone could not have worked properly. If that tone is too light, I'll be more happy to use a proper one in the future. And I'm like, Fairplay looks fine. He looks fine. He looks very nice the way it is. I don't think it's done in a malicious way. But like it's just meant to be cool. But like the account deleted the tweet. But it's also just like, I appreciate that the artist even acknowledged my post. And he straight up is like, there's no reason I would disrespect a character. In my mind, I thought that it was the right tone. That's definitely not white. It was just a lighter brown. And it's like, I even pulled up a panel from another issue where it shows Fairplay, and Fairplay is about like lighter like that too. And straight up, it's just like not every artist is going to draw the Michael Holt and Fairplay that's as dark as hell, like Eddie Gathegi. Like you're gonna have a little bit of a differential depending on what's going on in that scene. But it's like this was meant to be a cool cover scheme, not, oh, we're gonna whitewash it like some people have done to Storm over the years. It wasn't meant to be straight up. He said, fair play, fair skin. Nah, Chipmunk, it ain't like that. It ain't like that, brother. Don't say that. No, that's not what the intent was. Because I can pull the cover up and show everybody. He put it up on his on his Twitter. Let me pull up the, where is it? Share screen, Twitter. Because like this is the picture. This is the cover. And like it's just meant to be cool. It's like, because if you look at the rest of the covers, he put it at all of them as his header. Like it's just meant to be a cool sketch scheme like the rest of them, and like not a whole lot of detail. It's just pencils. It's not meant to be malicious. It's not meant to be like messed up in any way. And like dude deleted the tweet, but he took it as like, oh yo, don't stop whitewashing characters. And I'm like, nah, like look at this picture of Fairplay. He's not super dark. It's not meant to be like super blatant. But if you pull up Mr. Terrific Year One Fairplay, like like the colorist who was doing the art on Edwin Galman's work was going like real dark with the stuff, so I could understand the difference when you really look at it. Because look at this panel, like you can see that the artist definitely took Edwin Galman's art and added a little bit more darker tone to it. So I don't think it was malicious. The artist said he wasn't being malicious. It was just the style. So it is what it is.
I mean, personally, from the art, I thought it looked good. Because, you know, it looked great. I can't complain. Like, I get if you, like, lighten up the skin in an aspect of, like, art and stuff like that, but, like, it ranges. I hate to say it. It's hard to get everybody's skin tone so favorites down, because even on this panel right now, we got 3 different shades, you know? So...
Right. So it don't make a whole lot of sense, but it's just like, it was, I appreciated the artist for acknowledging it, and even was like, hey, it wasn't malicious. So that was cool of him to do.
And that's the other thing, is like, we also talk about, he's even willing to say, like, if this needs to be changed, I'm willing to change that. Like, hey, if there is something wrong with this, let me know, because I'm willing to do that change. And that's important to actually come from artists, because some artists just kind of go, this is what I thought of, you either leave it or take it, and it kind of feels wrong.
Like, there definitely be a lot of those kind of people. I mean, like, let me make sure I have the live pulled up. Why am I on the bottom? It's weird. It keeps like it's so weird how it randomly just goes, oh, we're gonna pick how you look. Like, no, motherfucker. If I set something, I might need to reach out to Riverside support about that. Well, no, we're about to swap to StreamYard anyway. This is probably the last Riverside show. I'm just broke until Monday because my check's still pending. But we're switching to Riverside on Monday. But like, I just, if you give me the customization tools, outport it the way the customization says. Damn it, like it don't make no sense. But hopefully everyone's having a great day. We got 10 people in chat. Shout out to y'all for being. DC needs a color style guide, brother.
You know what's
Wouldn't
crazy?
That be nice?
Is Milestone literally, when they first came out, revolutionized coloring Black characters, but it feels like they don't use it, and they probably
really don't. They really don't.
Like, there's really not much of an excuse for DC overall, not the artist. It's not on them, but like,
it's kind of crazy when you think about it. You on the bottom. But that was funny. Shout out to Bunny and chat. I appreciate you, girl. But genuinely, about to say Malibu too. Yeah, Malibu was doing cool stuff, and like the whole thing with Image was that they were revolutionizing color and different things like that. Like, maybe that's one of the few good things about Image being all artists at folks is like, yeah, you had all artists and their writing wasn't perfect, but you had all artists, which means your art was gonna look good. Like, like except for Liefeld's feet, they were always a problem, but like, it's fine. But we'll go ahead and jump into this. What's going on, good people of the internet? It is time once again for Comics Unmasked, the podcast where a bunch of folks shoot the breeze and talk about comic books and such. We are live once again for episode 40. We at the big 40 in this mug. It is crazy. Well, 2 more issues and our show will be running longer than most runs of Miles Morales. But Marvel, you can come see me about that. But genuinely, we are going to be talking about the great things here that when it comes to comic book media. We will be reviewing Superman, Spider-Man this episode, so make sure that y'all are locked in for that. We will be going over our thoughts. Spoiler alert, Mark Waid is just so good. One of the few unproblematic white men that I can say that just goes hard in the paint for shit, and I love him for that. But don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, which I it's such an interesting concept that you can mix your audiobooks with your podcasts and have a separate app where you listen to music and podcasts. That's such an interesting concept, Jeffrey Bezos. What you doing there? What else was there? Oh, you're right. Your mama's fridge, your calculator. You can listen to us on all those great places. Don't forget to review the show on Spotify and Apple. Like, rate us 5 stars, help us boost us in the algorithm. But we are here talking about this good stuff. My name is JP. To my actual left, because of how the dang monitor actually shows me now, because I fixed it. We have the man who works 47 jobs like he's Uncle Ruckus himself with less racism. Mr. Afro Baggins himself. Real quick. If I like that now, chat, if I asked you to send me a selfie for a video, that way I could talk about how awesome we are, how awesome this podcast is, would you send something decent? Because I had to pull a picture of Tashi off of like her Instagram, her professional
Which
photo, because she hadn't
my
got back to me
bad,
in time.
I was in a place and I didn't have reception, so
Right, that's fine. Like
like
at least you even hit me with a good looking selfie when you did get back to me, and I ended up using your professional photo, which is fine.
it's fine.
But we have like the like you like it like the craziest photo was sent to me, and I kid you not. You know all these AI memes people have been doing about Black Snape when it comes to the Harry Potter things.
Well,
Like B-Rax was out here looking like he was the background of a Black Snape AI video, and I couldn't help myself. I was like, brother, like, so if you go look at my TikTok, or it should be on my YouTube and my Instagram as well. Like you can see how goofy Mans looks. But B, how you doing out here
Honestly,
going to the Hogwarts
I
school
am
for the Black
repping
youth?
the Black Snape as hard as I can right now. I saw that trailer drop, and as a Harry Potter fan, I was like, yes, get everybody mad about this. I see everybody raging, and I'm just here for the magic of Harry Potter. But working way too much.
Fuck JK though. Fuck JK.
Yeah, F her. I'm just there for the Harry Potter world. That's all I care about at the end of the day. But I'm doing good, working too much. I don't have enough time to read. I get too many comic books. I found one about a hippopotamus that's on cocaine now, and I'm really interested in
Matt
that
Cave,
one.
Yeah.
I picked that one up, and I was like, I called my shop, and I was like, yo, you guys got issue 2? You guys got issue 2? I feel like I'm on cocaine right now. I need that issue 2.
Man, like when shout out to Mars, that comic girl, she told me about this book. I sat there and went, are you okay? Is that real? Like, I need you to let me know, because when you hear Florida hippopotamus cocaine massacre, your brain kind of sits there and goes, what? Like, that doesn't feel real. Like for Mad Cave to green like that, shout out to you, because that's great. But I kind of sat there like, of all the titles,
I mean,
Florida
to be fair,
hippopotamus.
that sounds very Florida.
Yeah,
it was right up my alley. I heard that and I was like, Florida hippopotamus cocaine. All right, we're going for it. Got to jump in.
Let me put this
first
on screen for Chad to see. When you look at this off the Mad Cave website, this is a book you can pick up at your local comic book store right now. The Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. This is a book that you can pick up at your local shop right now. And I just kind of sat there like, all right, that's a thing. Okay, go off, I guess. Like that wasn't expected. So I was very impressed. I'm excited. Like, I read the first issue and thought it was dope, but it was definitely not something that I expected to be on store shelves when I saw it. So this is what I mean when I tell people that you can read some really awesome stuff if you look outside of DC and Marvel, and this is a great example of that. Like, just the artwork alone, you're sitting there like, it's like that.
Best way to describe this too is if you think of like old 70s, 80s action movies in comic book form, like
literally my thought.
Peak action at that point, and then it has all the tropes, and I feel like it flips it all on its head too, and you're gonna get the leftist liberal bias here too. Oh my god, it was great when it comes to the comedy. So if you love all of that, excellent.
For sure. And like like Alka saying in chat, like he's saying that like, oh, shots fired. It's like, no, not shots fired. I'm saying that this is something that I've been like definitely saying, and DC is aware of this as well. Like Jim Lee had a whole conversation with a magazine about why do you think manga is beating like DC and Marvel or just comic books in general in sales, and it's because genuinely, like, people are burnt out on cape shit. People are burnt out on the same cape books all the time. And like, that's the whole reason why Vertigo came back. I was just at Corpse Tour with Tynan, and he was talking about the fact that like, but writing just superheroes can be exhausting. So having the freedom to tell other stories can be such a liberating thing for people. So sometimes it can be real liberating to write about Florida's like hippopotamus cocaine massacre.
And reading just superheroes can be exhausting. But if people would look outside of DC and Marvel, comics would be doing just as good as manga, better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The stories are there.
The media
Like,
is there, and like all the arguments that I ever hear of why people like manga more, it just tells me you're not looking into the independent stuff. Because like one of the constant conversations I've heard is like, oh well, manga ends. There's an ending to certain points, but then
so
also
find another book, motherfucker.
Endings of
Like,
20 comics. What do you mean?
but that's the thing is to where like exactly you go look at anything that's been there on the shelves. There's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. There's always been that. But like y'all need to open up your mind a little bit more and come actually read
comics.
these things. Yes.
like what am I like, and what's so funny is people get so mad and like be like, oh, why is Captain Marvel in a full military suit? Why doesn't she look sexier? Yada yada. And I'm like, look, not every comic is for you to goon over. But you know what you could be gooning over? Vault Comics has a whole comic book series called Money Shot, where it's astronauts who go to different planets and make adult content for people. And it's so funny. It's a comedy. It's fun. They go to distant worlds and make adult content.
When
you
I
could be
see
gooning
adult
right
comics,
now elsewhere, but you
This
mad
is
about
what-
Carol being more masculine.
this is what I want to see when I see someone say adult comics. Good art, fun story, not just boobs for the sake of boobs.
Thank you.
But there's
I
still
don't mind
boobs
boobs.
too.
But I like boobs, but I
But
want
see-
story too.
Listen, I want story with my boobs, okay?
Exactly.
It helps. It really helps move the dialogue along.
This looks like something I've watched before.
Like it's like genuinely, like that's what's so weird is that like they'll get like people were just throwing a fit about the June solicitations. They were throwing a fit about Absolute Black Canary, and I'm like, brother, here you go.
Which is crazy.
Go read
It's fine
this.
as hell, but you know, y'all keep hating.
Well, yeah, they just hate. They don't like. They want to say they want like they want to say they want muscle mommies, but then they get a muscle mommy, they get mad about it. But it's like you have a whole book right here. You can go pick up at your local comic book shop, or you can buy the trade. Right, like I was doing a search for Buddy Shot, and I was like, how many issues? They're up to like volume 4, volume 5. They have a second book called Buddy Shot Big Bang. Like you could go read about this shit right now and have the time of your life. But you really mad. Like, it's to the point that even Patton Oswalt knows about Buddy Shot. And you out here like, nah, I'm a bitch and moan about how masculine Black Canary looks, but I could go goon elsewhere. But I'm mad that femininity is being downplayed a little bit. Like, shut up. That's how I can tell y'all ain't real comic book fans. Because the real comic book fans are at my local comic book shop or your local comic book shop who know they could go pick up risque comic book covers of different books. They know they could go pick up the Gooner covers if they want to. They're not mad that Captain Marvel's in a full suit. That's what kills me. Like DMV, we are going to talk about that at a later date. I see your comment. We are going to be talking about what Jim Lee said about the Milestone Initiative at a later date. There is like as I opened the floodgates to that topic, there's a lot more we got to unpack with it. So that's going to be a whole different. That might even be a whole episode, to be honest. But that might be like a couple interviews, couple things. It's gonna be a little bit like we as a group had to be like, hold up, we'll revisit that, just so y'all know, we're not like ignoring it, we're just talking about it elsewhere, just so y'all know. But let's go ahead and dive into this week's topics now that we've done the intros and what. Actually, I haven't even got through the intros. Tashi, how are you? We got caught off guard. How we doing? How you doing?
I am here. I am awake. I'm here. You know what? That's all I can say. I made it through the day. And you know what? Today is one of those days where that is a good thing.
Amen. For sure. Most definitely. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Folks, for those who don't know, the first episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 2 dropped. And oh man, shit was good. Shit was real good. I had a watch party with Captain Diesel on his Discord server watching it, and I was fairly impressed. Felt real bad for the brothers on that boat who were getting hunted down. But Shaggy was a riot. Shaggy was a riot. I was cracking up. My man was just going in saying, I'm in charge now. Like man straight up said, I'm the HNIC in this motherfucker. Like y'all gonna know today I'm in charge. And I was like, all right.
I love when someone talks to Fisk and he makes that face like he's being scolded. And you just know in his head, the only thing that's going through his head is when I was a boy. Talk to me like that. And I just know. And did you see it's just like, dang, oh, see, you know, up now. But I'm just waiting because I feel like later on in the series and he gonna get his comeuppance and he gonna kill Shaggy.
Oh, you know, he gonna find Matthew Lillard. He gonna find a nice car door for him. It's gonna be like, well, we've been here before.
So I've only seen bits and pieces of all the previous episodes, so I'm kind of jumping into this one blind. And this made me so pissed that I haven't seen everything else because there was so much good stuff that I had missed, and I need to get caught up on it to see what has led up to this. Because the boat in the water, oh my gosh, I loved that. Like the whole idea and the aspects of everything that's going to be going on through this series. I'm excited to see how he's going to be twisting this as terrorism upon Daredevil and everything. I am excited. And like, I didn't really jump onto Daredevil until I heard, you know, he's getting his new launch right now. And I'm like, cool. All right, let's see what's going on. And now I might be wearing Daredevil cosplay here pretty soon. We might have to slow down on that, but I'm getting super excited.
And it's just like I know there's like subtle changes and subtle tone things that we can't fully do, but I appreciate that we're acting as if the Netflix shows are canon. It means so much to me because it shows they're not afraid to talk about things. Because the minute BB Urich walked in the room, I was like, oh, we really talking about that? Oh, and it was real clean. How they're like, yeah, yo, daddy went through some shit. And I was like, man, it's crazy too because I never thought they'd kill Ben Urich because Ben Urich is a staple of Marvel Comics. I was like, damn, you took out a man, right? You took out a whole man.
Excuse me.
So it was just interesting, but like I, especially because one of my favorite books of all time will always be Civil War Frontline, where Ben was going around interviewing different like superheroes in the middle of the Civil War. So when they took him out in that first season, I was like, you took out a whole man right there. Like, do you know what that man's been through? That man's been on the front line of a lot of shit, not just that one book, but a lot of different things. Like, motherfuckers be wondering about like who is the Lois Lane of the Marvel universe. It's that motherfucker. Like Ben Urich is that dude. So when they took him out, I was impressed. And it was very interesting. Jazz in chat said, congrats on a successful Kickstarter. We appreciate that the Midnight Comics Kickstarter fully got funded. And we will definitely still have a link to it. If you want to help out, most definitely go help out with that. So, you know, like apparently it's omnibus season from what we've been hearing. Apparently it's omnibus season.
Apparently, hey, the year of the omnibuses.
Hey, I'm here for it. Like I keep saying I'm gonna hit up the Pink Riot Girls and get an omnibusy shirt, but I keep putting it off. So please I might need to order that this week because that omnibusy shirt cracks me up.
And they just got new ones done, and so they look even better now. So yes.
Ooh. How quickly will I be sent to HR wearing one of those?
If you wear it for the shop, you'll probably be fine. I can't speak for the rest of your jobs.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, it's so like it's such a great shirt. Like, so shout out to the Pink Riot Girls because like their show is just the greatest. Like that, like they were just hanging out with Jordan Clark last week. I was sitting in watching that, and that was a dope time. But like definitely, yo. So like initial thoughts of this episode, I'm definitely excited to see what happens with the rest of this. I don't know what more could be going down. And also another like great tie to the rest of the Marvel universe is they included old dude from Hawkeye. I was like, oh, you really digging in your bag for this. You really acknowledging the rest of your universe. So it just feels good to have a cohesive universe. It feels good to finally be at that point. And what's so frustrating is that like so many individuals would look at the rest of the Marvel universe and be like, oh, y'all fell off after Endgame. It's like, no, they had to drop y'all back down because I don't know about y'all, but being brought back to climax every time like a new product comes out gets exhausting and it's not as fun anymore. So being brought down to street level is a lot more exciting in the comics when you like have your like couple die down stories, you do those certain things, you go back to your Luke Cages and your Jessica Jones, or like even with your cosmic heroes, having a one-off adventure with the Marvels was really fun. But we don't need to be fighting Thanos every 5 minutes because we didn't do that with the last saga. Why would we do that here? But y'all want to be like, no, we gotta go balls to the wall and have an end game again. It's like, no, we don't need that. So I'm enjoying this.
Let's have
It's
fun
just
for a little bit. Just
That's what
right.
I'm hoping with the new Spider-Man. It's very ground level. I'm hoping it's not going to be this like extraterrestrial stuff happening. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to see Venom stuff, but like, I don't need to
Mm,
see
Mhm.
extraterrestrial life ending. This is going to be the planet, like that essence of comic books of being at street level is what pulls you into the series. That's why Iron Man was so good, because Iron Man wasn't fighting the Thanos at the very beginning. He was fighting terrorists. He was going off fighting corporate corruption. That's what he was doing in his first movie. But like, nobody actually wants to look at it like that. Everybody just always
Nope.
wants to see him snap his fingers at the very end.
Yep. No, I still feel like Daredevil is one of the best written shows that Marvel has had continuously every season. And seeing him come back and actually be Swordsman last season and everything that happened was so nice and so fun, because the way that he is portrayed in now the MCU is really fun for me. I love his character so much. I think I love him more than I like him in the comics. In the comics, I like him. In the MCU, I love him. He's just
mm,
such a fun character. But that bitch,
mm,
I can't stand her.
right.
like, like I get, that she's like falling apart at the seams.
Hmm.
But like, are you really okay with this? Are you really okay with dropping everything you promised in your oath to help people as a psychiatrist for some bullshit? And it's not even like she's getting like the other girl where it's just like, yeah, I've been threatened and I'm getting paid off right now, but I'm slowly biding my time. Nah, I feel like even though she seemed kind of conflicted, she is fully on board because she hates
Mm.
vigilantes that
Right.
much.
Like at least
Like,
McDuffie's playing like in her shit, but it's the psychiatrist. I'm like, what are you
ooh,
doing?
she pissing me off.
Mm.
She
So
pissing
we
me off
definitely got to
so
see
much.
what happens with that. But like so definitely we'll definitely like I don't know if we'll do like an episode review every week. We might do what we said we were gonna do with Peacemaker, but we got too busy, and like do like a season wrap up. Which is like, hey, we'll come back to this, but like, it was the first episode. I figured we give our initial thoughts because shit was good. I was impressed.
It's very
Like,
good.
I love Matt's new suit. That like
Oh my
not
god.
giving me my borderline Shadowland sexiness, or just like all new, all different Marvel. Which I'm that dude that is like, yo, all new, all different Marvel Daredevil is slept on. Jeff Lemire was in his bag with that. I still wish they'd acknowledge his one partner from that run. Like he randomly had like a sidekick protege type dude who was deaf but wanted to be a superhero, which I thought was so cool. And he would just read Matt's lips. I was like, that's such a cool concept to flip it on his head. But like he was only there for like 5 minutes, but it was still like, I like, you gave me Muse from Jeff Lemire's run. You can't give me like, I think it was Blindside or something like that. I forget his name. But like honestly, I would love for more people to read that run because it was short, but it was still solid to where it slept on to this day. It was right after Shadowland, so it was Matt getting back in his bag, and no one really like has ever read that run, and it frustrates me. So more people need to hop on the Jeff Lemire Daredevil run, like get with it, enjoy that shit. It's good stuff. But
That has
like
double D's.
the double D. Oh Lord. But from there, let's go ahead and get the drama out the way because I don't feel like giving this too much attention. I don't. I want to make sure this is yeah, blind spot. That's what it was. Blind spot, not blind side. Thank you, DMV. I appreciate you. But let's go ahead and talk about the drama. That way we can get it out of my system because frankly, I don't feel like spending too much time. But I'm gonna give it like 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna get off this shit because I don't feel like talking about this more than I have to. So, for those who didn't see, we have entered a new arc of Detective Comics this past week where Tom Taylor has been given the authority to grab the Green Arrow and Black Canary because their book was canceled. So they needed to go somewhere. So they're hanging out in Gotham for a little bit, having adventures. And there is a scene in the newest issue where Dinah and Bruce go a couple rounds and she ends up throwing hands and winning. and it's like competitive boxing. It's not meant to be like oh, we're stunting every martial art in the book. It's
Right.
competitive boxing, like Floyd Mayweather type shit, like that level of seriousness. And everybody and their mama is so upset. Dude said you make a random young man outrace Bruce in the first arc. You like to sell Chimp as DC's best detective, not Batman, which I agree. If you read Tom Taylor's Titans, he said that Detective Chimp was smarter than Batman. I agree with
To be
that.
fair, Batman was never in my mind was never the best detective in DC. There's just a few better than him.
Yes.
So
And then dude said, now you're
I swear
gaslighting people.
Batman even says that he's not the best. I
Right,
swear there's multiple instances to where Batman even goes, yeah, there's people who solve things way quicker than I do. I just am slow when it comes down to it, but I would have gotten there. He's still arrogant about it.
And dude's like, now you're gaslighting people into thinking that Dinah is a better than him in hand-to-hand combat. Just admit that you hate Batman. And even in the comments of this, people are going off and saying that, oh, there's times that Bronze Tiger has beaten him. There's like everyone knows that Shiva and Cassandra Cain can beat him. And then somebody had to open his mouth, and I was so annoyed because Chuck Dixon decided to open his damn mouth and say something about it. And he had the gall to do a whole minute-long video about it. He called Tom Taylor a poser and a tourist. And I'm like, bro,
you can't
what are you doing? Like, the one thing that I did say was that, look, dog, just because you ain't got work from DC in a hot minute doesn't mean you need to be a spiteful motherfucker. And that was where I kind of put it. And someone will even try to check me and was like, well, why are you disrespecting the guy who wrote all these characters back in the day? Yada yada. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm stating a fact. Just because you ain't got work doesn't mean you need to be pissed off and talking shit. And it's frustrating to me that dude started all this. And it's like, look, I love Tom Taylor's work at Marvel. I loved his Titans run. I'm going back through it right now for a video. I think that too many individuals want to think that Bat God is law, that Bat God needs to be all knowing at all times, that he is the greatest at every little thing. And I'll even say it. My favorite run of Batman is Snyder's Batman because it's what kept me paying attention to DC during the Dark Age. I mean, the New 52. So it's one of those things that I cherish because it gave me hope that the whole universe wasn't going to be shit all the time. And I will even say that run is very Bat God heavy. But I am also able to be critical and be transparent and say that Bat God isn't the greatest thing all the damn time. Bat God is exhausting. So when other writers come in and give me not Bat God, I enjoy it. Hell, one of my favorite two moments of any Batman run, and y'all gonna think I'm on crack. I'll even give Tom King his flowers for 5 seconds. And I'll say that the first issue of his run, and actually that wasn't even the second thing wasn't even King, it was Tynan. But two moments from from Rebirth that I love is King's first issue and Tynan's Death of Tim Drake, where they're like, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna make it to to get to Tim in time. Hey, Nightwing, can you call Midnighter and get him to activate this fancy door thing? That way you can get to Tim. Oh, he's not picking up the phone. Fuck. I'm trying to figure out how I can get to my kid and I don't make it. Or with the death of Damian, Bruce couldn't save him there. Or during King's first issue, where Bruce can't stop the burning plane from annihilating Gotham, and he calls Alfred and goes, do you think my parents would be proud of me? And Alfred goes, yes, sir, I think they would. And he ends up getting saved by the new superheroes in town, which is cool. But I enjoy when Bruce is not perfect, when Bat God is going to take a L every once in a while. So when Tom Taylor's like, look, he gonna take a L, and that's okay. And all these motherfuckers were at his throat over this, and I couldn't even understand. Like, I'm not even talking about it from the idea of, oh, can Dinah beat him? I'm not even having that conversation yet. I'm saying Bat God doesn't need to exist 24/7. Tashi, what are your thoughts?
I mean, Bat God doesn't need to exist, period. But you know how I feel. We talked about this earlier. It's because it's Dinah, and not because it's Dinah, but because Dinah is a woman, especially for certain comic fans. Like, she didn't train her whole life with her mother and with Wildcat. Like, she ain't got the pause. She got the pause. She know how to put hands on them. This shouldn't be new. This shouldn't be surprising. They're going straight fisticuffs. He ain't got no utility belt. They are in the ring. She's got this. And honestly, I think it could go either way. Just depending on what happens. But she had that one. Get over it. Like, I promise y'all will be okay.
B, how you feeling?
I just always go back to the whole aspect to where I just see these men can never get over the fact that a woman can beat them. Like, it's just so sad because they just imprint themselves onto these characters so bad. So when they see that these men get beat, that it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm beat personally. And it's like, I mean, guys, it's a character, okay? These characters are going to have their ups and downs, just like you guys are going to have your ups and downs. Guess what? There's women out there that can beat up men. And Dinah is definitely one of them. Like everything that you can research about her, she worked with, what was it? Wildcat, Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva. She has had history of dealing with all of these things to where, yeah, she's on equal footing with Batman. There you go. Like, I even think she has more than one up because Batman comes back to Gotham after his training. She had a lifetime of going, you know? I think his sons are going to be a lot better in fighting than he is because they've had a lot more lifetime of training than he has. Like, you guys got to think upon this a little bit more than just, oh no, man got beat by woman. I know, like. That's almost how your guys' brains sound at the end of the day.
But yeah, let Joker beat him.
Man,
we're cool.
It's crazy, and like they'll be like, "Oh my god, Bane broke him. It's so good." I'm like, "Shut up, shut up!" Like it gets so so nauseating. Where it's just like y'all know damn well that Dinah was gonna put boot to ass. Cassandra Cain is gonna put boot to ass, and Bruce has acknowledged that a plethora of times that Cassandra Cain would put boot to ass. But for some reason, motherfuckers can't accept that, and it's just like, if you know a child could put boot to ass, why are you mad? It's because it's a girl. Oh,
do they know that? Because like, who got mad about Cassandra? Did they? No, because nobody posted the panels on the internet, which means they didn't see it because they didn't read it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how most of y'all ever find these panels anyways, when they're posted on Twitter. And then that's where I start seeing it, and I have to go, y'all need to go back 3 pages. Y'all need to go forward 3 pages. Y'all are just missing a lot of other things there.
It's like, these are the kind of dudes that get mad that when fucking Homelander will lose to Superman type shit, where it's just like, y'all think just because he beats some motherfuckers in his universe, or like it's the same dudes in the anime community when they find out that Krillin could beat the whole Naruto universe. It's just like they get mad for no reason when power scaling is stupid. Plus, what I loved is that there's this video that Stan Lee posted before he died, where he was at, like, where he's always asked him, like, who do you think this person can win this fight or this fight? And he said the answer is whoever is writing the damn story. And I was like, oh my god, he said it. It's just like, when you think rationally,
people weaponize that because he's right, but other people will weaponize it and be like, well, you know, so and so will lose if the writer intends it to. Yes, but now let's look.
Yeah, I try to use it as like the trump card to be like, oh well, women wouldn't win if this person wrote it. I'm like, shut up.
Like, they don't understand like what he meant by that.
Right, like you're trying to weaponize it when it's meant to be just who's mad. Like it's genuinely the definition of that one like audio that people put on videos where it's like hoes mad. That's all it is. It's just hoes mad. Like people be mad for no reason, and it's just annoying. So I'm not even gonna address the Dixon nonsense beyond that. It's just Dixon is being hateful and being ignorant. And Tom Taylor even said it in a response comment where he was like, "Hey, yo, I love Batman. I think Batman is the shit. I love Batman. Why?" Like he said, "I love Batman. I'm literally the writer of Detective Comics. He's one of the top heroes in the world. Dinah Lance is a better fighter than him. So is Cascade. Batman doesn't need you to defend him. He's Batman."
Boom. Yeah.
So it's just motherfuckers be mad for no reason, and it's just ignorant. And it's like he's even to the point where he says, "I don't use Twitter a lot anymore. I just logged in like later and was laughing at it." And it is just stupid. And I wish motherfuckers. I don't know why I'm not following Benetti. What's wrong with me? But yeah, I just it's annoying. And if you actually read the issue, he has an amazing moment where he gives a critique of AI, and it's such a great line. It's so good.
You want people to read? You want them to go pick up the comic and open it and read?
I don't have time for that. I need to be able to go onto YouTube and somebody tell me everything that's going on in the comic.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired. Oh.
The thing is, you could do that and people will give you the whole story, but they're not even doing that, obviously.
Yeah, right. So it's just motherfuckers be mad for no reason. It just be stupid. But I just wanted to talk about that for a minute. I wasn't going to give the whole episode, but I wanted to acknowledge it real quick and talk about people being mad for no reason. Now, let's talk about what we're all here to talk about, which is Superman, Spider-Man. This book had me in my feels, had me feeling good. It's not a full 10 out of 10. The whole book is not a full 10 out of 10. I will start there before we get into it. But I will say, what is a 10 out of 10 is that first story. That first story is a 10 out of 10. I'll even say this. It's a better initial story than the two we got last year from Batman and Deadpool and Batman. This is so good. It's so good. Mark Waid, like when people try to talk shit about Mark Waid, I'll be one of his first defenders because there's some things that he'll mess up on here and there. Like he juggles a lot. So like if he has a slip here and there, I'll understand. But like when he wants to get in his bag, he gets in his bag. Like that's like how Bendis is. We're like, do I want to have a sit down one day with Bendis about the time displaced X-Men? Yes. But will there also be another hour-long conversation about how I love Miles Morales? Yes. So it's like the same thing with Mark Waid, where it's like,
is Miles Morales or what Miles has become?
Both. Both. Because even if you read the first issue of Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, there's moments in there where it's like, you talked to a couple black folks when you were writing this, and I'm proud of you for that. Like not everything in his Miles is perfect. I will say that, but that first run.
I have some gripes about his Miles run from having read it, but I think
that's fair.
Also improved upon them when he got to Riri.
Yes, agreed. But like when it comes to Mark Waid, when he wants to get in his bag, he gets in his bag, and this is getting in his bag. This issue is so good. And then you have the GOAT himself, Jorge Jimenez, coming in and just going, we about to really get in the bag today. And it just, panels, sexy, just everything about this book. Love it. And like I love how they just pick up from where they left off. They pick up where they left off in the last crossover so many years ago. They just get back to doing good shit. And I have no notes other than this is the best crossover we got the past year. Deadpool and Batman. The first Deadpool and Batman was good. I enjoyed it. I thought Zeb Wells and Greg Capullo did very good. The second one with Dan Mora and Grant Morrison, it felt like Grant Morrison was just kind of like stroking their own ego a little too much. I was like, Grant, calm down. Calm down. It's like, we appreciate that you made Batgirl. We appreciate that you made Damian, but like, you're going a little too hard. I need you to calm down. But this is just Mark Waid and Jorge pouring their souls into these two characters. And ooh, is it good. And I just, that's where I believe that. B, how'd you feel reading this? Because I
was loving it. I was loving the first story. Absolutely great. I got all of the feels of Spider-Man and Superman and everything that you're supposed to get from these characters, and it was just perfect. And one of my favorite shots was Spider-Man lifting the building off of his shoulders and everything like that. And it gave me that iconic feeling of just being like, this is a Spider-Man comic, which is crazy to me because this was DC writing this. And I felt like they were giving so much love to Spider-Man of just being like, this is a joint unity thing. We've got both of our red and blue here, and we just want to represent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to the next issue with Lois Lane and Mary Jane, and I was disappointed because I wanted more. That's how I'm going to phrase that. I felt like it was very much of, here's the two characters, how they're alike and their similarities, and then that's all I got from that. And as somebody who knows these characters already, please give me more. I'd like do not just make these two girls the side characters for these people. They have
we ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. Stick on the main book.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm angry about that. I'm angry about that. I wanted more. But that first book, I loved it. I loved it. I can't complain about that first read.
Tashi, how'd you feel about it?
Oh, I was happy. So, as most of you know, I grew up a Marvel girly. Spider-Man is my brother's favorite superhero of all time. And so I definitely grew up with a lot of Spider-Man. And I love when Spider-Man gets his glaze, because people like, it's funny having Spider-Man and Superman back together because they're both characters who hold back a lot of their strength. And people often forget that about Spider-Man. So like B-Rex said, seeing that part where he lifted the ceiling up off of him was so beautiful. And he's just like, okay, I have to do this. And I was like, yeah. Like, yes. It was amazing. Having them switch was great. The unexpectedness of them going to where they thought Peter thought he was going to be fighting Doc. Clark thought he was going to be fighting Brainiac, and it swapped. I loved how they used kryptonite in this story. I hate when people forget that kryptonite is not an instant. Oh, Superman's weak now completely. He can't use any of his powers because he saw kryptonite for 2 seconds. They put it in the air, and he's still flying and using super strength and using heat vision and using laser vision. Like, yes, it takes a minute. Damn it, progression. It takes time. So honestly, at first when he said he was going to fly up, I thought he was going to go to the sun to kind of get some of the strength back. And I was like, oh, we're going to Brainiac's ship. Got it. That makes sense too. Oh, Brainiac's not there. Oh, Doc is coated in freaking kryptonite. What the fuck?
The kryptonite arms? The kryptonite arms? Oh, I want to see more of that. That is so cool.
So I very much enjoyed it. I am a huge, not my favorite, but I am a huge fan of Spider-Man. I actually like Superman, unlike a lot of people apparently. And so it was just a joy to see.
Most definitely. Like there's a lot of people that will be like, oh, Superman is boring. It's like, you ain't read a good Superman story then. Nope. Like it gets annoying when I hear that. And like, I loved this specifically because and I will even say it, like a lot of people will peg me as a Spider-Man, like a Peter Parker hater. No, I'm just tired. I'm tired of Peter. When I read a good Peter story, I'm gonna have fun. Like I was smiling ear to ear reading this because this just felt like good, wholesome fun. We having a good time. We showing how good these characters are. I'm tired of bad stories, and I feel like the universe could progress. That's why I will always say that Dan Mora and Mark Waid's World's Finest universe is so much fun because it feels like a silver age of good time shit. Like this felt like it could have just been in the World's Finest universe. It could have felt like World's Finest having a good time. We ride it out, like we're not doing nothing crazy. It felt good. So I enjoy that aspect of Peter because it feels like that's a whole other age where we don't need to touch shit no more. I like when we have those kind of stories. And I'll even say this. I loved the fact that Peter got to like give pictures of Spider-Man to Perry White, and Perry White's giving him a bigger check and like acknowledging how good that could be. Like that's cool. It's so many zeros, and it's just like I love that. So it's just like I would rather have that kind of fun than
Yeah.
always be like, we always have to have Peter all the time, yada yada yada. No, like we can progress things. We can have fun. And it's just that was the banger. So I would definitely say that. Then
To
we
be
get
fair,
to
I
the
don't
rest.
mind when Peter's suffering sometimes. But,
Yes.
he can be
Like it's just not all the time. It gets
No.
annoying after a while. Then we get from there to these backup stories. And the I when I first saw the solicitation for this, I knew we were gonna have some problems, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Um, so the world's finest, ironically enough, with Tom King and Jim Lee. Now, I will always say that Jim Lee has become a McDouble at McDonald's for me, where I know that, I wouldn't say McDouble, a quarter pounder. I know a quarter pounder with cheese is going to be the same way every time. It's going to be real good. It's going to be satisfied. It's going to be a good ride. And I'm going to go back to work. Or even, but then, like, there's nothing revolutionary all the time from it, where it's just it's gonna be the stock thing that I know is gonna get me through the day. Has there been revolutionary art from Jim Lee? Most definitely. There's been really good art from Jim Lee, but this feels like dude had a job to do and he got that job done, if that makes sense. And you could even see that he was trying to stunt a little bit when he said, I'm gonna do a whole splash page for Remy LeBeau. I was like, what? Huh? Who asked you to be here, Remy? This feels like Jim Lee made an executive decision, is what this feels like. It's like, I don't get to play in this house too much. I'm gonna pull out my bag a little bit. I was like, okay, Jim. Okay. But it's just like, that wasn't the point of this story, and I was a little annoyed. But then, like, I said this on a TikTok live the other day, where I was like, this dialogue. What's so funny is I had multiple people DMing me afterward who were like, you're making a good point. And my point that I made on the TikTok live was, if you're just speed reading this and not paying attention, it just feels by the book. It feels very stock. It feels, like I said, it feels like a McDouble or a quarter pounder or something that is gonna get the job done. But then you slow down and you reread it, and you're like, that don't make no sense. That don't make a whole lot of sense why Lois and Mary Jane are talking like that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they're saying certain words. And you sit there and unpack it and you're just like, maybe Tom King got lucky with Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Maybe it's the fact that he wrote that from a PTSD standpoint, not from a woman's perspective standpoint. And maybe he just got lucky, because you have everybody ready to burn down the DC office over his Wonder Woman. His Black Canary was, it wasn't the greatest. I really had a bone to pick with how he wrote Women and Heroes in Crisis. His Catwoman during his Batman run was kind of So this is, I'm seeing a pattern here, and I can't unsee it. And especially when you read this writing, like, he turned Mary Jane Watson into a catchphrase machine where she had to say tiger, she had to say jackpot, and I was like, have you read a Spider-Man book before, Tom? So I just, like, that's where I'll leave that on this one, where I'm noticing a pattern here, and I gave Tom King some grace when it came to the deaths in the Heroes in Crisis, because I found out later on that was an editorial mandate, not a Tom mandate. But the pattern is starting to show a little too much, and maybe some people have a point, is where I will leave that. Tashi, how'd you feel reading this?
Yeah, you hit a lot of my thoughts right on the head. Unsurprisingly, this read like a man trying to figure out how women talk to each other. What the huh? The whole thing was just like it started and I was like, okay, maybe this will be all right. And I just kept reading and I was just like, no, this isn't all right. This is not. What the fuck am I reading right now? I don't. This is stupid. Not like this. This is just stupid. And even with the catchphrases, it's like, fine, throw them in there. We love when MJ says tiger. It doesn't feel natural. It feels
Yeah.
robotic. It feels weird. None of this is working.
Like he was following a checklist almost.
Yeah, like, okay, Mary MJ say this. They have to talk about this. Oh, let's make sure they talk about their guys. Oh yeah, they're gonna. Oh, boys just want to have fun and throw fisticuffs all the time. It's not like they're, girls don't understand that they're actually trying to save the world. They just think they're having fun because they like to fight people and show how strong they are, even though they've been in relationships with them for years and should know exactly how they feel about all this at this point. And I loved seeing Gambit. I was like, oh shoot, is that Gambit? Cool. I guess that makes sense because they're fighting a Sentinel and he's a mutant. So I guess, yeah, the Sentinel's here. It just felt very, I have plot points I need to hit, and I'm gonna hit them. And that's all I care about. I'm not trying to make a good cohesive story here. I would have loved to see MJ and blah 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 blah. I would have loved to. I don't know what happened to my brain just now. I would have loved to see them go on their own adventure. Right. Or even I was watching Ernie's stream the other day, and he brought up a good point about MJ currently being Venom, and I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, that would have been
Venom v Superwoman.
Awesome.
Awesome. You could have did that.
It's not like Venom any of this stuff matters. So why not? Why not? I completely forgot she was Venom because I haven't been reading any of that.
They're changing her costume to where it's not like Tom Hardy bulk Venom. It's going to be like she Venom almost, where like her hair's coming out in the next few issues. So it's like, why not do Venom v Superwoman? Like these books take 6 months to make. Why not think about that a little bit? Like, oh my God. Like, oh.
It's like there's so much you could have done and you didn't try.
That's the thing that kills me with this issue is that there was like, it felt like they were trying to get new readers onto this when it's like new people aren't going to come in and know about this. Like your people who are in this comic book world are going to know about this. So give us a story that we're actually going to enjoy more than just the aspect of like, I got to make sure that Superman saves the day. I got to make sure that Spider-Man's there. I've got to make sure that Mary Jane and all of them are saved. Just the normal go-throughs of the old style superhero movies, which like, don't get me wrong. I can enjoy that if I shut off my brain, but like, that's what I had to do. I was literally reading like the comic next to my girlfriend and I like leaned over to her and I was like, this doesn't feel right to me. Like as a guy, if I can say this doesn't feel right to me, there tells you a sign there that this probably isn't right now, you know?
Right. Like you had that moment, like that girlfriend wife trope, right?
Yes.
It was lame. It was boring. It was not well written.
And like, don't get me wrong, you can do that. It doesn't have to be every page. Like you could have had like referencing the good old days when like Lois and Mary Jane first met them. You can acknowledge like it could have been the whole issue could have just been like kind of like how like we'll get to the Gale issue with like Punisher and Power Girl. With like it could have been a
this issue.
Right, like that is we'll get to that. But it's like this whole issue, like this whole like story could have been them chilling in a coffee shop, reminiscing about doing cool shit, being Superwoman and being Venom, or like when Mary Jane was Jackpot and stuff like that. Like you could reference things that have happened. You could talk about the whole history, and like you could even have it be like a whole acknowledgement and like stroking the egos of Superman and Spider-Man from their perspective and having the woman's lens of it. It does not need to be just, oh, there go our boys. Yeah, like it's like you could have it be like a better perspective on things. So it's just like it like somebody even said, like dude even said in the chat, Jazz said shots fired at Tom King. Yeah, no, shots fired. It's going like I don't want to like because I am all about acknowledging when writers do a good thing. I love Tom King's Strange World or Strange Adventures when he wrote Adam Strange and Mr. Terrific. I will like the first couple of volumes of Tom King's Batman run. It's very good. His Vision book is very good, but dude is not dude.
From all those books.
but it's like dude doesn't have a full batting average. Like I'm not gonna just be like F him, like he's horrible, yada yada. That's not critical. That's not critical. It's I'm noticing a pattern and we need to have a conversation about it at some point. Is that we need to acknowledge that in terms of it. So that might be something that like needs to be said, is that maybe we need to not let Tom write as many women if this is what we go get, is what I'm trying to say.
Or maybe talk to some women in real life so that you can write them better. I'm just saying.
So it's just like that those are our thoughts when it comes to that story. You know, how do I say this like tastefully? It's no secret that I don't like Superboy Prime. It's no secret that I don't like Superboy Prime, but I was forced to read this because my man Christopher Priest wrote this. Mm-hmm. And is there moments that made me chuckle a little bit? Sure, but this ain't for me, dog. I'm gonna pull a Randy Jackson real quick and be like, this ain't for me. B Rex, how you feeling? Because I just
honestly, I had so much fun with this one. I thought it was great when it came down to him sneaking into his room, and for some reason he was naked. I don't know why, but I loved that. I was sitting there and I was like, cool. Dude's naked talking to his suit. All right, works for me. And in my head, I know he was probably going to put on the suit and then take the suit over there, you know, or like something along those lines. But like, I just love that Peter catches him talking to his suit naked. It's the perfect setup for this story. Go off and fight some bad guys, punch a hole through the universe. And then now you're talking to, oh my gosh, I'm spacing on the name now.
High Evolutionary.
Yeah, the High Evolutionary. I loved it. I thought it was one of those perfect wild comics that were like, this is what I love about these crossover stories, because I don't have to be bogged down by all of the extra stuff and knowing about back lore. It's just, no, throw me into a universe and let me just enjoy the story. I was able to shut off my brain, and I didn't even need to be shut off because there were so many backstories that you could have caught on to that I was like, I know about this. This is actually fun. I felt like it was so much fun.
Right. So it's very just oof. Tashi, how you feeling?
You know, I actually had fun with this one, especially coming off of But overall, I agree with B. I enjoyed especially the start where he is just sitting there naked talking. I mean, we know this man is weird.
Right.
So like, yeah, he's naked talking to suit. It seems par for the course for him. I think the only thing is, I feel like we should just let him be what he is, and that's an asshole and a bad guy, and just let it end with he did try to trick Peter, and now Peter has to figure out how to get out. It's not like all these are in continuity or anything, so you know it's nothing we have to worry about.
Exactly. See, and people will always ask me why I hate Superboy Prime. And I'm gonna keep it like this. B, your homework for this week, since you made it a whole mission the 1 week to read Judas Contract, your mission is to read Infinite Crisis this week. I want you to hop on DC Infinite, and I want you to read Infinite Crisis. Next week, we'll talk about what you thought of Infinite Crisis, because when you read Infinite Crisis #4 for the first time, and then years later you come back to comic books and you see the advent of social media and you see all these kids who are like, yeah, prime time, and you're just like,
I missed that whole thing. What?
Yeah, it's just like, huh. And that's why, like, I let the Joshua Williamson I can fix him mom trope slide with Damian Wayne, but I really am like Joshua Williamson has one more time to use that card with me, that I can fix him, because he's doing it right now with Prime, and he's doing it well. He's writing Prime very well. I cannot debate that. That is going to be just, he's doing a good job in the pages of Superman right now. Prime will always have a bad taste in my mouth. It's just, I can't mess with him. I will let other people enjoy him. But like, it's the same thing with Damian, where it's like, I can admit there's good Damian stories. Like, I love Super Sons. I will acknowledge that Damian can be written well, but there's something about that first time that you open Red Robin #1 for the first time, and you see Tim just get shafted the way it is, where you just go, fuck you. Like it's just like you did me wrong, and I don't like you, and I will never like you. So it's like, will I acknowledge when you have good writing? Sure, but I don't like you. Like that's how it be. Like
See,
so.
Damien was a brat, though.
Yes.
Prime was.
Prime is a problem.
God.
And like, and what's so funny is like when I asked people on Twitter the one day, I was like, "What? Why do y'all like Prime?" Well, he's like Deadpool. When we want to see him have redemption, it's like he had redemption in Dark Knight's Death Metal when they let him be a hero and they let him go off and have his happy ending. We allowed that, and then Williamson during the events of DCKO was like, "Nah, I was bored. I'm gonna come back and do this." I'm like, no, damn it. I don't want this.
Because I'm probably one of the few people who did not enjoy that all the way through, and so I stopped.
See, death metal isn't like I will say this. Death metal is an acquired taste. Like, because there's this line in the original Dark Knight's Death Metal where randomly Martian Manhunter shows up. And there's a little blurb from editorial where editorial's like, "Hey, Scott, Greg, where did this come from again?" And Scott and Greg just throw up the devil horns, the rock out devil horns, like there's a whole little like emoji for it, and I'm like, that's what death metal feels like. Is just them throwing up the devil horns and going fuck it, and like there are times.
It was funny at first, but it just got too ridiculous for me. Like everything was perpetual and everything. I was just like, I'm out. I'm checking out. I'm checking out now.
Right. Like when you told me Chainsaw of Truth, I was like, all right, let's do it. And then it kept going too wild, and I was like, And also, Shaq, Damien is not the best Robin. Tim is the best Robin. Damien has his, but
always will be the best Robin.
Yes, Damien has good stories, but I'm of the opinion that Dan Jurgens had the greatest idea for Damien in Batman Beyond Rebirth, where let him be the prodigal son. Let him go off and fuck up and be the head of the demon for a couple years, and then let him come back and be like, Dad, I fucked up, and let him be part of the Bat family, but don't let him be a bird and let him just exist. I like that idea better. I like that better because it shows that you can have members of the Bat family, but they don't all gotta be a bird. I'm just saying.
I will say, just so you know, he hates Damien. Damien grew on me.
I hate him. I can acknowledge there's good stories. Yeah, we all hate. Well, B doesn't understand Prime yet. Once B reads Infinite Crisis, he'll understand.
Infinite Crisis, I know.
B's like that like B Rax is the epitome of the no little German boy, don't go over there, and then we have to let him be like the little German boy and let him go over there and experience things. Well, once because what you should understand.
I hope you know you're going to be getting a message at like 3 a.m. today, or like, I got to work tomorrow. Never mind, you got to wait until I actually have a day off on this thing. I'm going to be at my next job tomorrow for my half shift reading this, and then I'm gonna be like furiously typing and just be like, I can't believe this, because that's how it was with Tara. That's how it was with Tara.
Like Tasha, you should have seen my DMs. I was just randomly reading one night, and I opened my phone and I see this man so angry about Tara, and I was like, yeah, he's found out. He fucked around and found out.
I think I got like it was like the paragraph messages too, to where it was like ding ding ding, long message, ding ding, long message.
I hate that.
Wait till he reads Infinite Crisis. It's gonna be a good time too. It's gonna be great. Now
you might have to mute the chat then.
Oh no, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm gonna sit up just for you, big dog, because I love that. Who wrote this one? I gotta figure out because I know it's Priest, but like who wrote the next one? I gotta look at the list real quick because let me see here. That's the whole like long page, but where's the page? Okay, so Sean Gordon Murphy wrote it and drew it. Okay, cool. I have a soft spot for Sean Murphy. I haven't finished White Knight, like every volume of White Knight. I know some people don't like his fully his White Knight, but I know Sean Murphy has a soft spot for Batman Beyond. So I knew this was going to be a good one. And this is one of those times where, yeah, Clark's just kind of there. We've been waiting for a 2099 Batman Beyond team up for a long time. this feels good. This feels real good. And like you could even hear Terry, and someone even said it too, that like this just kind of feels like Oscar Isaac 2099. It doesn't feel like comic 2099, which fair. But like this also feels like Terry McGinnis, Will Friedle. So like I'll accept it. Or it's like we're just having a good time acknowledging the fact that like we've been waiting for these two characters to meet for years, and then randomly just will like not will like animated series Legion of Superhero Superboy is sitting in the corner having a good time. Like he's just here. But while these are the two have a good time. And I enjoy the fact that we got 20 Miguel and Terry having a good time. And you can even kind of hear Kevin Conroy in the ear a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this story. This meant a lot to me. I enjoy the vibe of this. And I just like I would love a follow-up of just
Okay.
2099 and Batman Beyond having a good time. I would enjoy that. How y'all feeling?
I felt like this was a great setup. It felt like this was like an issue 1 to get in like an issue 2, and I was just really hoping, like, I know we're not going to get it in the next one, but I really hope that we like get just a conclusion of this story because it was just such a fun setup. My favorite part was Superboy holding 2099, and then he hears Bruce through the microphone, and he's like, "Oh, Bruce, it's you," you know, and like just that entire conversation of the powers that are going on right there. It felt perfect. It felt like the lived in world. It felt like there was actual like conversation. He knew who he was trying to go to from time traveling. 2099 is completely lost, but he's like, I just need to get Lex out of here. Like it felt like there was cohesiveness there, you know? And it felt like there was a reasoning that all of these guys should be here. And it felt like a fun story.
Yeah. You're right. Tashi, how'd you feel about this one?
I enjoyed it because I also have been waiting to see this for a long time, and I feel like the reason it felt like most people know Batman Beyond because of the animated series, because that's pretty much how it started. And so I think they said, well, since everybody knows animated series Batman Beyond, we'll put two animated worlds to collide, and that's probably why it feels more like those versions versus the comic versions. At least that's my assumption. You never know. But I enjoyed it, but maybe that's what it was. It felt like something was missing, and maybe it's because this felt like an issue 1 that was gearing us up for more, but we're not
Yeah.
going to get any more. And
Right.
now I'm kind of like I would like actually a nice limited series of just these two doing some stuff,
Yeah.
having some fun.
Most definitely. So then we get to the one when I saw the premise for this one, I just kind of sat there and was like, that's weird. I don't know if I want that. And then I got it, and I still don't know if I want it. I don't like it. I like it. This is the definition of something that feels like a bad taste in my mouth. And I love Matt Fraction. This is a well-written story because it's Matt Fraction. But this feels like someone sat there with a whole bucket of Mad Libs and just went, "What's something weird that I could put together?" And I like I'm used to Jimmy Olsen having weird adventures in the Silver Age with weird things. So like I was okay, like I'm used to this being a thing, but like this just felt like someone lined up Jimmy Olsen with a wiffle ball bat and just said, "I'm gonna smack Jimmy Olsen around a little bit." And I didn't need this. Like this felt like you could have did like something like I'll keep it a stack with you. And I feel like this is the perfect time to talk about it. This whole issue could have just been Miles Morales meets John Henry Irons, and would have been more like valuable page space. This didn't need to be Jimmy Olsen gets beat with a wiffle ball bat for 3 pages. I wasn't the fan of it. It wasn't a vibe. So, like, granted, did it get a cool picture of Carnage and Jimmy was said to be the best in the world? Cool. But I genuinely didn't need that. You could have given, and that's the thing that still frustrates me is why wasn't there a Miles Morales meets John Henry Irons crossover? We got it as an exclusive cover for a website that not everyone knows about, where it's Spider-Punk almost said Static Shock, dear God, Static Steel and Miles Morales. We got that as an exclusive cover for a site no one's ever gonna own. But why couldn't we get a Miles Morales John Henry Iron story? That's where I'm kind of sitting here scratching my head, because I would have rather read that instead of just Jimmy Olsen gets beat with a wiffle ball bat. I didn't like this. I'm sorry.
You're asking for them to put us in the book. Now. How many people of color you count in this book? Period. But I wasn't even going to talk about that. I was just going to stick to talking about the stories. But since you said that, how many? Besides, we got Miguel,
we got Miguel the whole
time, and we got some little kids in a river. I'm pretty sure that's it. And you're asking for.
You're asking for a lot there, JP. You're asking for a lot there. You're really tugging at their dollars, it sounds like.
For stuff. Now you're asking them for more stuff.
Ooh, I hadn't even thought of it like that. I was like, ooh.
I was going to come up here and even give them a bone and be like, here, you guys should have done Supergirl and like Spider-Woman or something like that. That's what you guys should have thrown there.
Yeah,
you know?
we got a Cindy Moon Supergirl art germ cover. Where's my Cindy Moon Spider-Gwen crossover?
You're never getting Cindy Moon. Just like...
You gave me a gorgeous art germ cover, but no crossover. Make it make sense.
There were 3 people of color in this entire 67-page book. And one of them is Miguel, and the other are 2 little kids in a river that aren't important. Damn, that's a nice cover.
It really is. Art germ don't play. Like, I'm still salty about that one day. Someone tried to say art germ uses AI. I wanted to smack the taste out their mouth. I'm like, you got some nerve.
I missed that. I love art.
And like there's even a Gwen, like there's a J. Scott Campbell Gwen and Kara cover, and I'm like, y'all could have had such a great time.
Nope.
Hell, Spider-Punk and Connor would have been glorious.
Yep. I was lost during this story. I was trying to vibe with this story. I was trying to have a good time with this story. I even went back and reread it. Was like, okay, maybe I just need to get the charm of Jimmy. And I'm right back to where I was with the Superman movie. I don't understand the hype with this dude. I don't understand the hype on Jimmy, and I just might be a hater for Jimmy, but it's just like he's there. He's cool. It's Jimmy, you know. He's the guy with the camera. That's the only thing I can really give him.
There's a lot of people that really ride hard for Jimmy Olsen, and I don't understand it. I don't. Even when they used to have the Silver Age books, like Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, I'm like, y'all printed this?
Yeah.
This couldn't have been a backup story. Like, this had to be a printed thing. Like, I remember reading Jeff Johns' Teen Titans, and there was a random thing where like Jimmy just shows up at the tower and he has superpowers and wanted to be like, I forget, it was like Wonder, like super fantastic boy or something. And I was like, Jimmy, why are you here?
Wait, why are you here?
Who asked for this?
Why are you here? Huh?
Like, why are you here?
Leaf.
So I just
hate Jimmy. I like Jimmy as a character. He's
right. Like, he could be
fun, but like he gets a lot of like he's a huge fan favorite character, and yeah, I don't understand.
I don't get it. I don't get like.
And I don't hate this story.
Right. It just feels mean spirited.
Though.
Yeah, it just feels mean spirited, and it's just like cool, like it's well written because it's Fraction.
Yeah,
but it's just weird. Like it feels mean spirited. It feels like some.
Or no,
they killed him. They killed him at the end. Jimmy's dead. That's the thing. Is like he's proud of himself. And that's the thing is he's proud of himself for the picture, and I'm like, good for you, Jimmy, but you did it get Spider-Man though.
And also. I know Jonah knows better. He knows that it's not Spider-Man.
Jonah don't care. Jonah don't care. He just needs something for the headlines. The newspaper is rough in 2026. You know Jonah don't care at that point. He needs something front page.
Well, and it's so funny too, because like Peter's kind of even trying to give him some advice and shit, and I love the panel at the end too, where like the panel of Peter with the face palm. That's how I felt reading it, because it genuinely feels like somebody strapped Jimmy to a chair and just beat him with a wiffle ball bat. And I just like, why? Like, that's all it is. It's just like, why?
You know what
But
they said? We're not gonna do Peter dirty. We'll bring Jimmy in and do him dirty. Yeah.
yeah.
Flip.
Then from there, we had what I knew was gonna be a banger, because it's Jeff Lemire, was two white men save some kids. And that's the whole book. It's just, and like, this could have been another coffee shop scene. This could have been another meet at the truck stop or something. This didn't need to be two white men save some black kids. Like, I knew it was gonna be good because it was Jeff Lemire, but like, this was the observation that I had while reading this, that I want to get y'all's take on this. If somebody didn't tell you this was Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker, would you have known?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately
This is
not.
just two white men in a comic book.
This could have book they were in, and that is it.
Yep, like if I didn't get the headline and the page and all of that other stuff that was going on there, you could have just thrown this up as like a little teaser at the end of a comic book for like Image or something like that. And I would have still accepted it as a good story. It was still good. I still enjoyed it all, but like it didn't. I was hoping for the coffee shop tears, them talking about raising the boys, and like that's kind of what I was expecting for it. That's kind of what I was hoping for this story when it was announced. But like, I'm less sad about this one, I can at least say, because I will at least say that I got more feeling and more momentum from this one than I got from other stories. I can at least give them that. But like, DC, you could have pulled at heartstrings so hard here. You would have had people saying this was a banger crossover. This was the one that you needed to have people just like the tear ducts ruined the comic book, and it's no longer a 9.8 and it just went down to a 7.0 because people were crying because this was such a good story. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
This was good shit. Just like it just like it was good. It just like it feels like a shrug where it's just like, if you didn't know this was Pa Kent and Uncle Ben, you wouldn't have missed it. Like it was just like this could have been a setup for a new book of Image, like B said. That's what I'll leave that.
Maybe they were trying to go for something like that. Like, but like it doesn't work when we already know also.
Like
its own thing in a story that did it the whole time, and then we see at the end and we're like, oh.
Like there's this company that's local here in Ohio called 2 Men in a Truck Moving Company.
Oh, we have that too.
Yeah, this feels like 2 men in a truck. That's all it is. It's just two white men in a truck doing a thing, and that's cool. But like, I if you wouldn't have told me that was the two white men that we know, I wouldn't have known.
Nope.
Then we have Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott doing Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott shit. That's what I'll say. That like, it's good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite. My favorite's coming up, but this, like, you know, Greg Rucka's gonna come in, crack his fingers, and write some good shit with some supplementary characters in the DC universe, and Nicola Scott's gonna be down for the ride, and that's what we got. Greg Rucka delivered. There's this meme, like, and you want to talk about writing women well. There's this meme that's been going around where like they take the audio from the "You are African Americans plus Mark." Like, people have been taking that and putting that to like women writers, and then putting Greg Rucka in that as Mark, where it's like, you are women and Mark, because Mark, like not Mark, Jesus Christ, Greg Rucka has made himself be the one man you can trust to walk in the room and write a woman character well. And that's what he does here. He walks in, he writes some good Lois Lane shit, and walks out the door. And I ain't even mad. I'm loving his Batwoman right now because he created Kate. He writes a good Kate. And that's what we got here, is that he knows how to write some good women shit. And I think that's fair to say.
That's what happens when you talk to women in real life.
This is what I enjoy from him, though, is that like you get the I don't even want to say like authenticity of women, but you get the authenticity of the character that he's trying to represent. He can sit there and put the gender to the side and be like, hey, this is how, you know, a journalist would act. This is how a journalist would go. And like, that's how you write good characters, is not off of their gender. It's off of what that character would or would not do. And that's what Greg Ruckus did. He came in and he laid it all out real good too. I loved it. I felt like this was another love story to the like Bugle and everything else and the superheroes and everything. Like it felt like authentic in that manner. And that's what he does. He comes in and he's going to be like, I'm going to give you the most authentic thing I could give you for the story premise that you're giving me. Here you go. And bam, we got a cool Lois Lane. We got, oh my gosh, Spider-Man. I'm forgetting his name. Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson, yeah.
There we go. Yep. And like
they even acknowledged Jack Ryder. I was like, oh shit, good for you.
And it felt good. It felt like this is another one of those stories to where like it's eating your cookies and you're just loving it. That's just really how it felt for me.
I'm gonna slightly disagree with you. Only on one point.
Go for it.
Sometimes the gender does matter, but in this context, Lois's gender doesn't matter because she's a reporter, she's on a show, and she's tearing JJ to shreds, and I love every bit of it. Because you will never have me mad over someone tearing JJ apart. That man tried to make his point. He ain't make his point good. And that's everything I loved about this. I would read a 50-page comic, just Lois ripping JJ to shreds and screwing up his whole life and making him question everything he's ever believed. I would read that.
You know, it's funny too, because like I every once in a while when I'm having a bad day, I'll pull up Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man Miles Morales and just swing through New York as Miles for a little bit when I hear the like there's this cool thing they do where they'll have the orchestral Spider-Man music, but they let a brother come in for 5 minutes and play on the drum pad and add a little bit of extra, little bit of authenticity to it when you're playing as Miles, and I love it. And that's what like that's the vibe that I get with this, where it's like you get an authenticity of this with Rucka, where like you look at King ain't ever had a conversation with a woman sometimes, it feels like, but then Rucka is like, I'm a fuck shit up. And the reason why I brought the Spider-Man thing was I love listening to Jay Jonah's podcast while you're in the universe, and then you'll hear the Danacast be a different version of that, contrarian to JJ. And do you know what I would love is just battling podcasts. Lois Lane having a podcast versus JJ. Give it to me. I don't know why that's on an arc in a Superman comic of like Lois getting a news podcast. I would kill for that. Why isn't that a thing? Give it to me, damn it. Like I would love to see those two just go back and forth.
20 issues of that. I would get 20 issues and make sure that's funded.
Like just give me Erica Durance. Like just hire Erica Durance to host a Lois Lane podcast, or like Amy Adams or whoever. Like have them come in and voice the Lois Lane podcast on Spotify for a little bit. I'd love that.
I would eat that up. Jesus.
You know what I just got so mad about while I was looking at League of Comic Geeks just now? You know how we said there should just be the Lois Lane and Mary Jane story should have just been them as superheroes?
No.
There's a Golden Apple Comics exclusive variant cover by Q Yong Yom of Superwoman and Jackpot. And I'm mad as hell that we thought of that just off the dome. And that was an exclusive cover for Golden Apple Comics. I'm mad as hell that we could have got those two together doing shit. And we didn't get it. We got it as a variant cover. But we got Remy LeBeau. You know how long I've been waiting for this guy. Oh, I'm so bad.
They did like 2 things.
I'm so bad.
Show up, give me the deck of cards, and then I'm not even going to show you what I'm going to do with the deck of cards.
And I was like, maybe he's at least going to do something. No, absolutely not.
I'm so mad. But I just saw that. I had to bring that up. Now, let's talk about the best backup of the whole damn book.
Thank you, Gail.
Gail Simone and Belen Ortega. they put, like, you want to talk about how, like, I even said it in my review on TikTok where I was like, the you could tell some people showed up with their homework done and some people didn't show up with their homework done. Greg Rucka and Nicholas Scott had their homework done. Sean Gordon Murphy had his homework done. They did all right, but no. Gail and Gail and Bella Ortega pulled up and said, "We did our homework, guys. We're gonna have some fun." And I'll even admit, and I even said it on this show too, when we read the people who were gonna be doing team ups for this book. When you pitched me Power Girl and Frank Castle, written by Gail Simone with art by Bella Ortega, I tilted my head a little bit. B was here for that. I tilted my head for that. But now that I've read it, I need 50 issues. I need 50 issues of Karen and Frank. That's all I need. It's just those two doing shit. It's just Karen and Frank doing the damn thing. I would pay money for that. It would be so good. And if Gail don't want to do it and Baylor don't want to do it, give it to Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti because they love Power Girl just as much too. And I that's all I need is that. Just give me Karen and Frank for 50 issues. That's all I need. I loved it. Gail pulled out her bag and said, "We gonna have fun, y'all." And I know some people were really happy that Paul's bitch ass was here. And apparently Paul is about to die in the pages of the Death Spiral event going on, and everyone was super happy about that. And like, cool, fine. I'm just happy Karen and Frank had a good time. I was happy with that. And I'm still smiling about it because Karen and Frank had a good time. And then the idea that Karen flew off with Frank and Frank was okay with being carried, I was like, this is going to be some good shit. So I'm happy. How y'all feeling?
Yeah, no. At first I was like, dating, but I was like, Gail wrote it. Just give it time. Let's see where it goes. That's all I need to know. I ask no questions. You give Gail paper, let Gail write script. Gail put script out, me take. That's all. There's no questions asked. I enjoyed this. This was fun. This was definitely my favorite. Out of all of them, honestly.
Even the Mark Waid one, this one beat it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But I also like Power Girl. So like, and I don't get to see her often because whatever she's got going on right now, I don't read a lot of it, and I don't.
She's writing She Spawn. I'm so excited.
Say what?
She's writing She Spawn.
Oh yes, I did see that, and I said, oh, so you're going to give me that, right? People like Gail and Stephanie are why I'm poor. Because I must spend my money on everything. This was so fun. It was a little cheeky, literally and figuratively. I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't be more satisfied.
B, how you feeling? Did you enjoy Karen and Frank?
I had so much fun reading this one. I was a little hesitant at first because I was thinking it was going to be like this dark, gritty, like Frank story kind of thing. He's going to go in there and just shoot the place up. And like, she averted my expectations perfectly as soon as he broke in through the door and he like was grabbing her date, being like, get her out of there, and the date looks around and is like, she's nowhere to be found, and just for Power Girl to be coming back in, I was like, okay, we're having fun with this is excellent. And then like we were talking about with the coffee shop stuff, that's exactly what we needed, was them reminiscing and being like, why are you so moody all the time? Well, I lost my family and it's really dark. And she's like, fool, I lost my entire civilization.
You don't see
exactly. Like I thought that was excellent. That was perfect. And then like now all I can picture them is flying off together. They go beat up more crime, and then she's just trying to cheer him up here and there because he's all moody for like, I need a 5-issue miniseries going for that. I would love it.
And this is why Gail should have written the other story.
Bro,
We probably would have gotten the Venom Supergirl, honestly, if they let Gail write it.
Or if Gail would have wrote it and we wouldn't have got the Venom Superwoman or the Jackpot Superwoman, at least Gail would have given you a solid Mary Jane and Lois do dumb shit book. Yes. Where it would have been like them getting in danger multiple times. Then like multiple little panels of them getting in danger and having little like jabs at it. Not just like Remy showing up and causing trouble. Like
you.
It just
Could even kept
man, that
that one part of the conversation. The only part of the conversation that I thought was actually pretty good was when they were talking about how many times they've died or
mhm,
almost died. I was like, okay, that was pretty. Like you can see them having that conversation while hanging off a cliff. Like,
right. And I just like now, and I will say, am gonna be 10 toes down about this when it comes out. I will say that I am very concerned about the upcoming Spider-Man Superman book
oh,
solely because Joe Kelly and Humberto Ramos are writing a Gwen Stacy Lana Lang story. And
mm.
I'm like, if there's not one broken neck joke, I'm gonna be a little concerned. But like, why didn't we get a why like I know Stephanie Phillips is writing a Supergirl Spider-Gwen story there, but I'm like, why didn't you let Stephanie Phillips write the Gwen Stacy Lana Lang story? That like, why wasn't that a conversation? What like I'm
You know what
concerned.
it feels like? I don't know if anybody remembers this. It was time ago. We had Tekken X Street Fighter and Street Fighter X Tekken.
Mm.
That's what it feels like. It feels like one of these, it's good. One of these will not be.
Mm. And like I'm already like just based off the list of people who are getting books in the other crossover next month, I'm more excited for that because we're getting things like randomly Jane Foster Thor with Wonder Woman, which I'm like, that's only happening because Jason Aaron's writing it, but I'm also like, why? And like I want to set the record straight. I'm going to make a video about this, but I also want to comment on it. There was a lot of people that are really hard pressed wanting Storm v Diana.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
I
It's
I
very
understand the idea behind that. They're the most popular from each from each company. Like I think as much I would rather see Carol v Diana solely because that's gonna be an all-out drag out, going balls to the wall. They have matching power sets because 9 times out of 10, like Aurora's gonna bring the thunder. She's gonna bring
Mhm.
the elements against you, not all-out drag out street fight.
Yeah.
Carol and Diana is going to be an all-out drag-out street fight, and it's
Oh,
going to be insane. So, like, I don't like. And what's concerning about that is I don't want to come off like I'm dismissing Storm. I love Storm. I love Aurora so much. I'm loving what Moraine was doing right now with the Storm miniseries, not ongoing, which is annoying. I'm
mm,
just saying, if I had it my way, this wouldn't be Jade and Diana. This would be Carol and Diana. People are even saying who should be the headliners of the next crossover book. It should be Diana and Carol because Diana and Carol would go hard. Is it probably going to be Diana and Storm? Probably because they're going to listen to the fans. But I
I
would
hate to
rather
say it,
see
but it would be a Storm in Nubia. That would be the perfect like
yes,
yeah, that
crossover
would be
right there.
great. Yes.
Like that's the
yes.
nail on. Like as just somebody who's a baseline person diving into this still new, it's right there. It's
Written by
literally
Stephanie.
right there.
Wait, what'd you say?
Is it written by Stephanie? Just saying.
Yes,
yes, yes.
Storm v Nubia, written by
Written by
Stephanie. Oh my
Stephanie.
god, that's what I'm saying. Like, give like the cover of the book should just be Carol and Diana, and then give me Nubia and Aurora inside. Like genuinely, like especially if you really want to have that conversation, make the whole Diana Carol book be all females getting they love. If you really want to have that
Yeah.
conversation,
Yes. Yes.
give me female writers, female artists, and female heroes getting their licks. That would be the best time to do that right there. I would love that to death because I'm over here thinking, Jane, who would Jane go with actually in the DC universe? I think like Jane and Power Girl or Jane and Jessica Cruz would go hard. Like I'm over here thinking like there's potential to set up some really cool combos here. And then like someone even on Twitter was like the next crossover after that should be DC Marvel Black characters. And I'm like, oh, that's where I can finally get my Black Panther Black Lightning book. Give it to me, damn it. Give it to me. I want it.
We had this
So like
conversation 20 minutes ago.
mm, so it would just be great. Like so
trying to figure out if
definitely.
they're coming out with a new Jane book soon and planning to announce one coming up or something, because Jane is actually quite random considering how much hate she gets.
Which is so weird, but I think it's just the fact that Jason Aaron wrote Jane, Jason Aaron wrote the World of Realms and whatnot, and when
That's
you're gonna
what it
let
is.
Jason Aaron touch this, you're gonna let him do it. It's kind of like with the Batman Deadpool book last year. They let
Yeah,
Kevin Smith do Daredevil and Green Arrow. You gonna let him stunt with the people that he's stunted with. So I can understand the logic
that's
with
fair.
that.
That could be it. That's fair.
Yeah. So we'll definitely see what happens with that. But all in all, is it perfect? No. But is the main book better than the last two books from last year? Yes. Did last year have better crossovers? Yes. I will say that. Last year had better crossovers.
This one
But
actually made me read it, so there's that.
yes.
Because I didn't care to read the other ones.
But like the Gale still swung for the fences, and I love Gale for that.
Yeah.
Gale had the best backup, and I will die on that.
Yeah.
Can't argue there. Amen on that.
Yeah, so that was definitely where I would throw that. Now we got two more topics to talk about real quick. We found out that when someone even asked me about this on a previous show a few weeks ago. They're like, "When do you think Superman's gonna come back?" I said, "Give it 6 months," because everyone was like, "When are we gonna see Superman again? He sacrificed himself, yada yada." I'm like, "Nah, give it 6 months," and I was right, because this weekend at WonderCon, they announced that we're getting 2 new miniseries spinning out of the pages of DCKO. We are getting a DCKO like epilogue book with Superman running it up with the like the new gods and whatnot, and then we're getting a Scott Snyder and Sanford Green Superman DCKO epilogue book. And I just sat there like, God damn it. You gave me
Why
2
even
of my
say
favorite creators together. God damn. It's called DC All In Saga: Dark Side versus the World by Scott Snyder and Sanford Green. And I just said, God damn it. Like you gave me 2 of my favorite creators of all time
I'm
and
mad.
putting them in one book.
I'm so mad.
And even from the preview image they posted, I'm sitting here like, this is what I mean when I say Sanford Green don't miss. I'm gonna put this on screen for y'all. This is what I mean when I tell motherfuckers Sanford Green don't miss. This man is incapable of missing. And people still want to challenge me on this. When I say who's my favorite artist, Sanford Green don't miss.
Shit.
Scott Snyder knows exactly what he's doing.
That
He is like, oh, we're just gonna kill Superman off. We're gonna make you guys think that it's gonna be a little bit of time, and then I'm gonna pull one of the best artists in the entire world to come work on this. So I am forcing your hand to come and pick this. You are playing dirty.
Right.
You are playing dirty, sir.
Because you give me this title, and I look at the title, and I'm just like, okay. And then you give me names, and I'm just like, okay, that's not fair. Because now I'm gonna read it.
Like, because I always say that 2 of my favorite pairs will always be Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo and David F. Walker and Sanford Green.
Oh, yes.
And you said, what if I cut that in half and put them together? And I was like, does that mean I'm gonna get Greg Capullo and David F. Walker one day? But like this alone has me just like, oh. And like what's funny is they kind of hinted at this because there's an absolute Joker Sanford Green variant cover from last year. And I was like, oh, so y'all having conversations. Interesting. And now we get this. I'm like, you motherfuckers. I feel like Denzel. I'm like, you motherfuckers. You did this to me. You gonna do me like this. So I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts, and this was on
I haven't
the
put
hot
Superman on a pull list, and now they're making me thinking I might put Superman on a pull list. Y'all are making me second guess my loyalty over here.
I'm gonna get it, but I'm not reading the last DCKO book. I don't care.
It wasn't even that bad though.
I just can't do it anymore. I forced myself through all the rest of them, and I just.
Fair enough. So I wanted to just to give some people hope on that one. Now, the last topic of the evening. Spawn, my man Al Simmons. is getting a shakeup right now where Todd McFarlane and Brett Booth are exiting the project after who knows how many issues.
Crazy.
And apparently, Matthew Rosenberg is being brought in to take over on Spawn, and I am really excited because, and there was one thing that he said in the in the conversation. I forget if it was I forget it was Todd or Matthew said it specifically, but there was one thing that was said that really intrigued me, was that we don't need to reboot with a new number one. We just got to write a good story.
As it should be.
And I sat there and pondered that. I was like, huh. If only DC and Marvel would see that. Man, like, because we're at what? How many issues of Spawn? 370 something? And they said that, and I just kind of like sat there like, damn, you ain't gotta go for him like that, pimp. Like that was beautiful. That was crazy. So I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that. Is that the truth? Is that what DC and Marvel need to hear? Is that you ain't gotta reboot, you just gotta tell a good story? Because from what Slot said, that's not what Marvel's saying. Marvel's saying the numbers just ain't that good. So you like everyone keeps buying the number ones and then falling off. So I wanted to get y'all's thoughts. How we feeling?
That's because they won't let the story keep going. Like, yeah, they need to hear it. Yeah, they're not listening. Yeah, it's falling off because people are like, this isn't going to matter in about, at this point, 2 months. It never has, and it never will with them. And so, and you know, I am a Marvel girl. Marvel has always been my top pick. But damn it, I'm tired. I'm tired of starting over. I'm tired of I just want the stories to go. I want things to go on. I want mantles to be passed. I want people to die and not come back. I'm looking at both of y'all, by the way, Marvel and DC. I want these things to happen. And I always say the reason why it's not is at this point it's too late, because of course now the very loud vocal minority will yell and push back if they do try to do it, and so they will continue to try to appease them.
100%. And this is the thing, like, I haven't jumped on Spawn. This hasn't been like the one character that I'm like, this is going to be the like antithesis of my personality. I want to love Spawn, you know? But like, after hearing what JP has talked about, I've like been thumbing through some Spawn stuff when I'm at work at the comic book shop. I'm now like, this is a good jumping on point, because for one, you may not know anything about this character. Somebody new's coming in and they're going to write a story. Yeah, there's going to be some back stuff you're probably going to have to do some homework on, but you know, as somebody new coming in, this is a good jumping on point. You got a new writer, you've got a new set that's going to be going. It's great to start, and that's what DC always says that they want to do, but they never implement that. They never go, here's your jumping on point. Here's just your new go. We have new writers going for this. Let's push that forward. DC always goes, 5 issues. We'll see how it does. First 2, maybe. Marvel, first 2, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But they're going like full throttle. Let's give them the mic. Let's see what they do. And let's have fun with it. And that's what you're supposed to do with these comics, is have fun with them. Because if you're not having fun, then we're not going to buy them. Right. That's the whole point. That's why you see us not buying those mini issues as much, because you're not having fun with them.
You're not. It's great. It's crazy. So it's very interesting to see what these folks be doing. But I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that, because I think where it really hit home for me is that like they're even doing the legwork and saying like, hey, we're gonna do a little bit of a time jump. We're gonna give you a fresh jumping on point. It won't, you don't have to worry about all the stuff from the past if you don't want to, or you could be someone like me and is buying all the compendiums and going back. But like, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. And I love that they're saying like, you can come in whenever you want to. You can learn about Al. You can learn about the universe as time goes on. And I will always say over and over again, not Tom King, fuck it. Stan Lee said it best. Any comic can be someone's first.
Yeah.
So to say that you need to just be like, yo, I need to reboot to #1 all the time. It's like, no, you don't. Genuinely, you don't need to reboot to #1 just to get someone's attention. You need, like, in the quote from McFarlane straight up says, you make it pop by making it a good book. And I was like, damn, that's a cold sentence, bruh. That's a cold sentence. So that was just where I wanted to like to end off for the episode, folks. Don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, your mama's fridge, all those great places. Rate us on Spotify and Apple, the way more people can find us. Rate us 5 stars. Help the algorithm to the person that rated us 3 out of 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. I will find you. I will find you. But make sure that you help support us. Join the Discord server, folks. We're trying to have more movie nights. We did a great thing where we hosted a movie night and showed everybody the Milestone Generations documentary. Just like showed everybody that it was an amazing time. Dennis Cowan came through, like in the background. He didn't say anything, but I was aware that he was there, and I thought that was really cool. But genuinely, we're going to be doing more documentaries, trying to educate people about the medium. I think not. Like, if I think I might say like either this weekend or next weekend I might show another documentary because we showed one a little while back. But we want to start educating folks, talking about comics more often, give people a safe space to talk about comic books because we ain't got time for bullshit. So you're gonna have a good time with us. But B-Rex, what is your closing statement for issue 40 of this show?
Pre-order those comic books. That is one of the biggest things that we talk about here all the time, and we didn't bring it up too much here, but pre-order those comic books. If there's something that you're interested in, you got to make sure that they know you're interested in. And then also, go check out those Kickstarters. Because for real, I have been diving down into the realm of the Kickstarter world, and there are some good comics out there, but do your research on them, because you don't want to be backing up something that ain't going to really be coming out. So make sure you follow the people, understand their social media presence, and really just buy those independent stuff. Buy the stuff that isn't part of the big two too, because there's a lot of complaints about these stories getting stale. You got to find your stories elsewhere, and that's where they're going to be.
Tashi, how you feeling?
Good. I will second do that research because I have had a Kickstarter that I've backed and I've never gotten the book. I think I've had 2, but I just want to say, because somebody else was talking about that once, that is not the majority. That is not as common as people I think assume. Because that's 2 out of, we've backed over 200 Kickstarters. So most of the stuff gets here. But other than that, pick up a comic book. If you never read a comic book, pick up a comic book. Find a genre that you like. Find a cover and a title that looks interesting. And just pick it up and start somewhere. And you never know what'll happen from there.
All right. For me, I just want to say that there are some folks that are of the belief that we cannot walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. There is a couple different creators who found the DC So White movement and wanted to offer their take on things. One even said that we were spellbound by the white man. That was interesting. But
wow, looking
and this is probably the last I'm going to speak on this individual. I'm not even going to name his name, but genuinely, it's been 1,139 days. We have been told that our campaign, our information has been heard. We don't know when things will change, but that doesn't mean we can't still be having conversations about great books. You could back an amazing Kickstarter right now. Tashi is doing with Midnight Comics. You could be reading things like Keisha Demon Eater or Ace Blade. You could be reading great books from Concrete Comics. You could be reading so many great books that are out there right now that you could be investing your money into. But you could also be like me and dabble a little bit in the big 2 still. I'm still supporting Storm. I'm reading Titans right now because I love Tay Bromwell's work. I'm reading Absolute Green Lantern, despite what everyone wants to be in my DMs about what about Absolute Green Lantern? It's still 1,139 days. You can do both. And genuinely, you can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. And what's so funny is even someone like David F. Walker, who has had not the best relationships with both DC and Marvel, was able to still say to my face on this podcast on episode 39 that you can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. You can still support the big two while also supporting Black indie titles.
Yep.
And it makes no sense why you can't do both. And even with this, I have been very vocal about how I don't want Peter Parker to be Spider-Man anymore. I want the Amazing Spider-Man title to be held by Miles Morales. Because the joke that I make is, if we're not all dead from nuclear winter in the next 70 years, you really gonna look me in the eye and tell me that Miguel O'Hara can't be the Amazing Spider-Man? Really? Miles didn't get his opportunity to be Amazing Spider-Man, so now the Disney Junior show Spidey and Amazing Friends is gonna have Miguel there too. Really? So it's really annoying that genuinely people are bashing DC so white when we're trying to spark change. We are trying to make a difference, and we've been heard by the publishers. We've been heard, and we don't know when change will come, but when change does come, we need to back that shit up. We need to show that we care, because if we don't show up, then the data is going to reflect that we didn't show up. So we need to make sure that we pull game and do right. We need to get in our bag the same way that Mark Waid and Jorge Jimenez got in their bag. We need to get in our bag the same way Gail Simone and Belen Ortega got in their bag. The same way that Nicholas Scott and Greg Rucka got in their bag. We need to make sure that we are supporting this shit and actually showing that we care the same way these creators are pouring their heart and soul into this work. But we will catch y'all folks next time right here at Comics Unmasked. Peace